Awesome. Big smiles over here. We're super excited. Happy New Year once again. This is Anthony Rosa, the community finance coach, aka Mr. Remedy. You are watching another segment on the Money Monday show. Today I have my homegirl, Christina Schratz from Valley Bank on the call with us. What's up, Christina?
Hi, Anthony. Happy Monday. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here with you. I know we have an interesting conversation for today's Lunch and Learn. We're talking about having the right banker. And I think a lot of people that are in business or just personally speaking, they don't have these relationships with the right banker. And so, I'm really excited for our show today. Before we jump into it, Christina, why don't you let everybody know a little bit more about you and how you help?
Absolutely. So, good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is enjoying their lunch. And thank you, Anthony, for inviting me once again. I'm Christina Schratz, Vice President here for Valley Bank. What I cover here in Valley is I am a community rep. So, what I do is I lend especially to the minority area businesses in all New Jersey. I'm also an ambassador for women owned businesses in New Jersey as well for Valley. So, my exact title is Community Lending Representative and Officer Development.
That's an awesome title. I love that. So what does that mean for businesses that are minority based or women based? How can you help versus other banks that are on every other corner?
Sure, of course. So, a little bit about my background. I started banking. Oh my God. Let me see. When I was around 17, turning 18, my senior year in high school, I've always been in the retail branches. I started managing the branches. During COVID, Valley opened up community lending department. So what we saw is that a lot of our small businesses in New Jersey needed the assistance, right, to know about what's out there, what's being offered in reference to access to capital, in reference to continuing servicing their businesses, and just needed a streamlined process to be able to do just that. So we opened up community lending, and we've done very well. It's a department of three, led by many people know him, Luis de la Hoz. And we've been all over New Jersey, just speaking on the Valley brand and how community lending can assist our small business customers and our women-owned businesses. So how we help, we pretty much do a lot. We go out on a weekly basis. We do what I'm doing now, educational workshops to assist business owners on knowing what's out there for their businesses. How can they grow? If there were any debts that was collected during COVID, how can they consolidate it? If they do want to refurnish their businesses, how they can go around that. So everything that has to do with your business growth, that's exactly what community lending does. And it's not only in North Jersey, again, I'm all over New Jersey representing Valley in where we are in New Jersey. So that's exactly what I do. It's a lot, but it's very rewarding because I love what I do. And when I hear the stories of every business that I encounter and learn about their businesses, it fills me, right? Because we have a lot of small businesses that at the end of the day really, really work hard to become those mega businesses. And once you get to know a banker that you build trust in, that only alleviates the process of, like, the hurtful times that you don't know as a business owner what to do. You have this trustful banker that you can speak to in order to get there.
Right, 100%. And that's exactly what we're talking about, Christina. Thank you. Having the right banker. And for me, I specializing in individual and business credit over the last 9 years. I had the opportunity to work with many bankers, and there are a lot of bankers out there, but not too many, or if any, like Christina. And so today we actually have a PowerPoint that we're going to be sharing. Before I do that, I'm wearing a sweater here in honor of New Horizon in Autism. New Horizon in Autism is a center where they specialize in providing services, very unique services and education for families who have any members with special needs. So I just want to say thank you and shout out to Samir and the team over at New Horizon in Autism. If you have any family members that are special needs or autistic, please reach out to me. I would love to send you to Samir and the team and talk about some next steps in planning. So with that said, Christina, let's share this PowerPoint. Let's talk a little bit more about it. So what do we see here? We're talking today mostly about business and
Mhm.
community lending. And so talk to us a little bit. What is your process for business owners around community lending?
So, like I said, it's very streamlined, it's very fast access to businesses. We sit down with the customer, we see exactly their needs and what the business growth might look like and how we can help them. So, for instance, and I'm going to throw out a few examples as to what I have encountered. So, let's say we have a business that's been in business for plus 3+ years, right? And it's time for them to continue growing, and they want to go ahead and ramp up their technology or bring in new equipment.
Okay.
That is the best way for community lending to also assist, right? Because our program is, like I said, streamlined and it's easy for the businesses to access anything they need in order to obtain that capacity of credit that they need to make that happen. So, about community lending, we look at their growth potential rather than your current size and determine how we can help drive your long term growth. So, when I say at the end of the day, the banker in the bank really needs to have that relationship with the business owner, right? Because you want to kind of know where the business wants to be, let's say in 3 years, let's say in 5 years. And that is how you determine how you as a banker are going to assist your customer. So that's the best way, Anthony, to get to know your business and to know where your business wants to lead you as a banker, right? Because there's so many steps that you might, as a business owner, you're going too fast, and you need to slow down sometimes to kind of assess the needs of your business in order to get to where you need to get at the end of the day. So sometimes we also encounter marketing. You and I know that marketing is very important for business growth and is more important during the early years of your business once your business opens, right? Marketing is that tool that we all need that helps us extend that your business out to the world. So, Christina Stratz, community lender, how can I make sure that people out there know what I do? Online visits, I have my business cards, I have my email address, I have the website of Valley where it shows all my information. That is marketing, and each business should have that for their individual business, because we know that today it's a lot of technology. So
Right.
before I say, you know what, I'm going to step into this business and I'm going to purchase this item, I'm going to do my research and I'm going to say, what business has this item that I need? Let me search the website and let's see what's out there. So marketing to me is number one. Go ahead. I'm
So
sorry.
I know that for at least business lending, the bank is definitely looking at their profile online. So when you talk about marketing, obviously the business needs to market to collect, but marketing just to show validity, just to show that you are established, that you can be found, and that's a big part of the KYC. And one of the things here that you're putting, one of the points is help you develop a credit profile. And I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit more about that. So between five and $100,000, they're not required any financials or collateral. How do you guys do it?
So it's credit based, credit driven. So we are going off of the guarantor's credit, right? The business owner's credit. We're looking at their credit. We're seeing how the credit is used. We're seeing how it is satisfied, maintains in satisfaction order, and we're basing it off of that. We're also looking at the relationship. This program is no collateral, right? So at the end of the day, we offer these to business customers at Banquet Valley.
Hmm. So I want to
Mhm.
show the next screen here. So we have some community lending loans. Let's talk about some of these loans.
Mhm. So the loans are traditional, what you see out there. We do lines of credit. Lines of credit's an open line of credit, right? Kind of like a credit card. You can use it. Once you pay it back, it's there for you to reuse. We also have loans. These are term loans. So loans are fixed. So if let's say, for instance, and this goes with every loan out there, if you want to purchase a fixed asset, you'll go towards a loan, right? Because you want that fixed monthly payment for you to know how much you're going to pay exactly every month. So that's the difference between a loan and a line of credit.
Hmm.
Um, what else is on there? So those two are basically the offers under the community lending. If you want the loan fixed rate and if you want the line of credit as well.
And so, how does a business um, qualify? A lot of times, everybody wants to uh, apply for credit, but then majority of them get turned down.
So again, it's all about assessing the need. It's all about sitting down with your business owner and kind of learning more on, not only on the owner but of the business. So if there's instance, right, just like what you say, if they're turned down, then there's ways to work together to get them into that position that they can be approved. So right now we look for businesses that are established for 2 years. However, there is ways that we can also look at possible approvals, learning on the owner, what did the owner do prior to having the business, and learning what is the business doing currently. So what I always say, it's not about approval or denial. Let's sit down with you and let's speak on where we can assist.
And so, when it comes to no collateral or financials,
Mm-hmm.
so business wants to buy some equipment, they're
Mm-hmm.
looking for a loan. Is that a collateralized loan, or what would be the direction you guys going?
So, personally, when it's like I want to purchase a vehicle, right? That's a fixed asset. So I would always go towards a loan. Now, on community lending, it's different. So, to community lending again is assessing what is the what why does the business, first of all, what is the need for the line of credit, and this goes everywhere. If you want to say, let me seek into an additional lending opportunity for my business, what do you need the loan for? Where is this loan going to help you? Let's look at your statements and your account to see if it actually is going to help you having a loan. Let's run your credit to see if it's your credit is going to cover it. So it's not only jumping into the loan or line of credit option. Is first learning what is it that you're going to be using the loan for or line of credit for. Where is this going to assist you with growing your business?
And that 640 credit score, I mean, that's a pretty low threshold amongst
Hmm.
other banking competitors.
Yes, and this is why this is a great program. And this year we're going to go into our fifth year because a lot of our businesses, like you say, do not know that they are banks that do offer these programs. And you're correct. 640 is the lowest credit score that we will look at.
And so, if there is a loan approved, there's a $350 professional services fee. Is that along with the line, and is that for equipment as well?
That's for everything that has to do with the program. And yes, this year it did go up to 400. However, it's a commitment fee and it has to do with the program itself and the commitment. Hmm.
So now I'm gonna throw you a curveball. Okay,
Okay.
we say at least 2 years in business. What if
Mhm.
I've been working in the industry for 20 years, but I have a brand new LLC?
That's exactly it. So that is where we would look at the business owner has the experience even though it's a startup business. So, what did the business owner do prior to that? They worked in that same industry, so that will give us a better picture along with the other requirements.
Hmm. So I
It's a
think
very,
that,
very neat program. Very
yeah, no,
good
I like that.
for,
To be able
yeah,
to use that and come use that previous history for your business is
yes,
very important. Most banks are not offering that. So
yes.
let's talk a little bit about some of the products then.
hmm So that's basically the product, Anthony. It's a community line credit, right? And once we sit down with the customer,
Okay.
we either identify it to be a line of credit or a term loan. So what I did go over is on there bullet by bullet.
Oh,
What's the
perfect. Yeah,
difference
take a
between
screenshot for
both?
those that are watching if you want to see this again.
So the difference between both, right? What's a term loan versus what's a line of credit? Basically, a line of credit is somewhere that you will use it, pay it back, and reuse it. It's really needed for emergency, right? For anything that you encounter in your business, whether your vendor it didn't clear their payments on time, you have a line of credit to kind of alleviate other business operations that might come up, versus a term loan, versus a fixed asset that you might want to purchase for your company and don't want the change of payment every month. You want to make sure you have that term loan option.
Right.
Mhm.
And again, I think that having the line of credit that's revolving, I talk about velocity banking. And when you talk about velocity banking, for business owners having a cash flow cycle, you could use a credit card for all your purchases. You have the line of credit to pay your credit card that extends you not the 30-day from the credit card cycle, but 60 days, including that additional 30 from the line.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
always say that, especially for people who have a net 45 or a net 60 and they don't have a line of credit, then chances are they're using their personal income or the business remaining profit that's just sitting in the account that should be used for emergencies or expansion or other growth, but they're really using it to manage their business. And I think that that's where we see a lot of people fall, is that they're overextended, they're not creating a budget strategy, they're not working very close with their banker, they're not working with their bookkeeper, they don't have any of their docs up to date. And are these things that you're seeing on a daily basis?
And that's why I go back to basics. I say, you know what, this is where you need that trusted, professional to kind of guide you through all these. I wouldn't say challenges. I would say learning curves, right? Because we all learn from them, and but we need to make sure that we know what's all offered.
So I think one of the most important things to talk about is interest rate, right? A lot of people want to know what's the interest, and with the rising interest market, it kind of intimidating, especially if you don't have the right people and bankers around you. So
hmm
what are some of your talks on this?
So the community program is the base rate is prime. So prime rate, and then we look at the credit, so it can be prime plus, just like it says on here. If you compare what you would pay on a business credit card, is pretty much very lower than what a business credit card will offer.
It's true.
Um, so what we take it case by case. Once we sit down with the customer, we do the credit check and all that. But the starter rate would be prime.
What do you think are some like restricted industries or industries that are in your appetite?
That in my appetite, I wouldn't say in my appetite. There's
In the
businesses
bank's
that
appetite.
well, not even that, because there's businesses that there's other departments that can work on. So, for instance, nonprofits. There's community lending is just one department out of numerous departments that can lend out to businesses here in Valley. So, in community lending, and I will speak on community only, nonprofits is one area that other departments take care of, not community. That
Mhm.
I jump out at me right away.
And so what about like the landscapers, the contractors, some of the people that are seasonal and they're probably not working too much right now, but they're
Yeah.
needing capital for equipment and payroll.
Mhm.
When their numbers are a little bit down, how do they survive?
So I love working with the seasonals, and I've worked with many of them, whether it's the landscapers, like you say, the roofers, construction workers, the snow blowers, the ice cream shops, right? Those are magnificent companies. And again, when we see their account histories, because we are going to look at the relationship they have with us, that is where we're going to know how where's the peaks, right? And where they're dipping into, where they're going to need the line of credit. That's where the assessing the customer needs comes in. So we do work with them. It's not in the list that we do not, because they're seasonal. We do
Okay.
and those are one of
Even
the
if their numbers or deposits are a little bit low and they're a new business,
a new business is something different. Remember, we spoke
like
about new business.
like a new account, like a new customer of the bank.
We still can look at previous statements from where they were previously to Valley.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So I know that this next slide is really interesting. We talked a little bit about it, but this is very big emphasis for Valley.
Yes. Is it the women in business?
Yes. Let me go back one. Let me see. Okay, so I think this is with your team.
Yes, so that's a team of three, but on the field, performing presentations, speaking to customers, and doing what we're doing now. It's myself and Jorge, obviously, Luis is on with us as well as the director of the department. Mhm.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. And I think this is what we were talking about, especially for those women in business, minority owned business, and nowadays we're starting to see a huge uptake in women business owners.
Yeah.
So how does Valley support and what do you guys do?
So we have a department just for women in business, and we have a few ambassadors that cover New Jersey, where Valley footprint is New Jersey, Florida, Alabama, New York, and I am in New Jersey. So what we do is that we get, women business owners together. We bring in additional resources, whether it's in Valley or whether it's in the States. And we just talk up business. We talk about, challenges that business owners might encounter, women-owned businesses. We talk about access to capital, what we're doing today. We talk about what being a women in business member to Valley can bring us benefits, and I actually jotted down some of it. But the most important thing is networking.
Right.
So whether you're a Valley customer or not, if you are a Women in Business member, once you go onto Valley.com, you can find women businesses and the benefits. You get to experience this.
Right.
So let me see. This week I have an event every week around it, all over New Jersey. So this week I think we're in Springfield, and
Mm,
we're going to get together. We're going to talk. We're going to talk about how we can network. Beginning of the year, what's going on? What are your goals for this year? Where do you want to be in the next 3 to 4 months? Let's talk about quarters, right? Before looking at the entire year, and it's just great. And once you're in it, what's neat about it is that we offer an account that goes with it. We offer
right.
benefits that go with it. Let's say if you have a women-owned a business and you might wanna a speak to a vendor, a customer, have a meeting. Our locations will give you just that, where we have the conference room and they can have their meeting. So it's actually a very good program. I enjoy every meeting I do, every workshop I perform, just to speak to these women, because as myself, that once was a business owner years ago, I know the challenges, and so I love my men business owners as well. So we do have both in our meetings, and it's just a plus, because
Mm.
our Valley brand is doing much toward businesses all over New Jersey and in other states that we're currently in. And the Women in Business program is a very neat program that allows us to do more.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. So for those that are watching, what's the most important next step for you to take? Is it setting up an accounting meeting, going over your bookkeeping, going over your numbers, tax planning? We're entering another season of taxes right now.
Mhm.
What's the most important next step? Is it preparing for the next season of your business? Is it looking to sit down with a banker and kind of go over some of your banking needs? What's the most important next step? And before we kind of go into the final thought segment, Christina, what are some small wins that you've had in 2024 that you would like to celebrate?
So the small wins is personally when it comes to what I do around businesses. Um, I was, and I always tell everybody I love what I do. But once I get in front of businesses and actually really, really dig into each business and get to know each business and learn from business owners and where they want to be in years from now, it's rewarding to me because I'm able to assist with the growth. So to me, that small win, because it is a small win for me, for many it's a big win. It's rewarding, and that's why I say I do this, and it doesn't seem like I'm working because I'm doing what I love. So I'm getting in front of business owners and actually very passionate as to what I do and enhancing the Valley brand because this program is doing a lot for many and is assisting a lot for many. So that's a small win for me, tiny win for me, but it goes a long way.
Yep,
Um, you know,
yep.
and
It's
the
time to
message
maximize results.
it is. It is. So I always look out for doing this on a weekly basis. Sometimes I do it more than a week, like twice a week, 3 times a week. Getting in front of business owners, just talking and just getting to know the businesses and seeing, answering their questions and seeing how we can continue helping. So, I'm always here to assist if you know of any other organizations that want to know more on the Valley brand and how we can help business owners and also small business, minority businesses and women-owned businesses. Just let us know. And your other question was um, my final thoughts, right? Advice to business owners. I always say that sometimes we don't want to look at the past year, whether it's personally or if you're a business owner or it's important. It's important to look at and assess your past year as to what performed well and what didn't perform, to identify what type of business do you have, whether it's a peak seasonal business or a business that you have seen that in this month or in this quarter you do very well. So I always tell them, let's take a look at your previous year and let's do a business plan where you want to go into the following years. So this month it should be about assessing how you performed as a business last year and what you want to do differently this year. And when you identify what you want to do differently this year, sometimes that identification will lead you into credit, will lead you into having that line of credit just because you probably don't even need it, but you want to have it to alleviate what you saw that happened to you last year. Or you want to go ahead and purchase, upgrade your technology or upgrade the way your business looks, but you want to have a credit there to be able to assist you. You could have a vendor that gave you a little bit of a hiccup last year. Let's put something in place that if in case you do have that vendor, you have something for yourself that can also alleviate, those business operations that need to continue to flow. So assessing last year and going into the new year, sitting down with a professional to assist you with that and give you the resources to alleviate and to get you to where you need to be is always a plus.
Well, you heard it here, folks. You guys are watching the Lunch and Learn today. I want to be mindful of everybody's time and Christina's time as well. I'm really thankful to have you on, Christina. That was
Yeah.
a wealth of knowledge, especially for minority and women business owners. Shout out to Valley Bank for all that you guys are trying to do in the community and that you are doing. We have a couple events lined up. We have a women empowerment event in March that we're putting together. So I'm really excited. And always, we always like to end with a quote of the show. This is brought by Confucius. The quote of the show is, life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. You know,
Absolutely.
Christina, don't go anywhere. We'll hang out in the afterglow. For those that are watching, this is Anthony Rosa, the community finance coach. Thank you again for watching today's segment, Lunch and Learn, Having the Right Banker. Go in grace, go in peace, everybody. Thrive 2025.
Thank you.